Welcome back to the AB Scout Project. I'm Krager, and this is Off Bravo. And today, it's time for another round of disappointing toys. Again, I know this are going to be disappointing because they're knockoffs, but one thing I like to do at my state fair is go to all the knockoff stations and see if I can find some Transformers. And a lot of these you've already seen on places like Sir Toys and other KO sites, but it still makes me laugh. I mean, with the vivid and great style Deformation Pioneer. I mean, this is great. Lightning. And of course, we got the oversized Bumblebee. You got the undersized Prime and Megatron with kind of a ghastly face, but we'll look at that closer here in a little bit. And then the RID 2015 direct rip-off card inside. That may be an official card inside of a KO box. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second when we look at the backside of it, but that is hilarious. RID 2015 Bayverse. That's great. California Peter Business CPB Trading something. Anyway, comes with a convenient handle. And not much to see on that side. On the back side, you get the Deformation Robot War, Deformation Pioneer, fighting versus your robot cards, which the other collectible card is an IDW group shot. That's great. Let's go ahead and see if we can focus in on that so you can see that. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Anyway, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at these figures. Okay, first off, credit where credit is due. They all came out of the package in one piece, and you don't know how many knockoffs I've taken out of the package, and they literally fall apart coming out of the package, so good job. So, let's take a look at that card. So, yeah, that's the, looks real nice and official on the front, but then the back is just blank cardboard. That is, yeah, somebody's getting sued. I mean, that's the Bumblebee, Steeljaw, and the Autobot symbol. No credit where credit is due. But anyway. Wow. Anyway. Moving on to the figures. Alright, we'll start off with Megatron here, and let me show you his face. His face is just horrifying. The yellow plastic's not showing through too well. But man, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I mean, the Bumblebee or Stinger, I guess the case may be, is your pretty basic Bumblebee. Now the fun part of getting him standing again. The Prime is a very basic Bayverse Prime. Not horrible, but very, very basic. Alright, in depth. Megatron, he has his gun hand that kind of does that. Let's get some focus going on here. The gun hand that does that is another gun hand that does that. That is in the stuff for the transformation, so, you know, that kind of comes together there, and there's some sort of a well, anyway, this is, he kind of has a knee that's more for transformation, but otherwise that's about it. Not a lot of movement. Again, I wasn't expecting a lot out of these. These are disappointing toys after all. Prime, they put the ball joints in the oddest places. Yeah. Stand. I really don't want to lean him on Bumblebee because he won't stand on his own. Anyway, Prime. They put the ball joints in the oddest places. Well, everything's falling apart. Alright, we'll just move these guys out of the way. Focus on Prime. Like I said, ball joints in odd places. He can't lift his arms. He can do that. The ball joint on the inside only does that, so he can only kind of do double shaky fist, but otherwise, no, nothing that's good. He can do the splits, but that's about about it. Again, after we look at the robot modes, we'll look at the vehicle modes and then pass our final judgment. So, bring in the Bumblebee. And he comes with this basic KO sword that a bunch of KOs come with. And he has arm movement. Yay. Arm and elbow. A little bit in the shoulder, not much. Nothing in the legs. Can kind of do the splits. But that is all that's in the legs. Everything else is in service to the transformation. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the vehicle modes. And here we have not Megatron in his kind of tank mode. You can see it just, there's no pegs for alignment, really. There's a couple in the turret, but not much on the underside. And you can just see how hollow that is and just how cheap he is. Yeah, it's a sort of awful. I mean, what do we got convenient here? We'll bring in the Siege Ratchet just as a size compare, just so you can see how small he is. So, that aside. So yeah, it's a floppy, it's cheap, it's not great. Like, they have pins here, but there's no corresponding hole. Like, if this was supposed to be flipped, there'd be a hole here that I could put this in, but there is not. Pins with no holes. Anyway, yeah, that's not great. Prime. This looks like these should roll. They don't. But there he is, and he has a place where he could hold a trailer on a little 2mm peg there. And bring in the ratchet again. And you can see how small he is. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, at least if it rolled, I'd give it to kids, because I mean, they could at least play with it, but this is just a brick of the brickamus. Anyway. The Bumblebee at least has sort of rolling wheels. The back ones are kind of seized. And you just see everything underneath there, and you can see just how cheap and flexible this plastic is. I mean, this feels cheaper in hand than it looks. Anyway, and then here's the sword. Let's see. Let's get a close-up look at the sword here. And they put all the trade information back here. So, Shantao, China. Not for children under 3. Because the lead paint will get them. Anyway, and the leaper on the front there. The violent monsters on the side. I mean, pro warrior. I mean, they put a little more effort into the Bumblebee, but it's still not great. Those rear wheels on both sides don't roll too well. The fronts roll great. Rear, like, next to nada. You're going to have to do some sanding to get that to work for you. But anyway, let's go to final thoughts. Alright, our final thoughts on these guys. They're crap. There's not much redeemable about them, honestly. I mean, you see a lot of the cracks in the plastic. The plastic is really thin and cheap, if you can hear that. And not really very many reusable parts. I mean, maybe good if you want to use them as generic in the background of a shot, or spread their pieces across the show the devastation of a evil robot, but otherwise they're completely useless. So I may have to do something like Thu does, where he destroys his KOs, but anyway, for now they will be background generics. So thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. If there's a character you'd like to see, put your requests in the comments below. Although there aren't too many left. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.